I know you've probably all seen the epic transformation videos where people take a vanilla structure and turn it into a mega build. But you can't use those in survival, can you? Making those absolutely useless. So instead, with the help of datapacks and structure blocks, I'll be literally updating every single Minecraft structure, which shouldn't be that many. It's Mojang we're talking about. If they give us 2 blocks a year, it's already a lot, let alone structures. Therefore, I ended up placing them all in a single world, after which I quickly counted them and it only came out to be about 1,125. Wait, that can't be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, actually it's 1,202. Guess I forgot a few. Also, for some reason that doesn't even include all structures, like the different temples, mine shafts and strongholds. Now I understand why Mojang hasn't been updating them. Anyhow, as I said before, I started by placing every single structure, which only took me about 2 days. Now, to be fair, part of that might have been caused by some OCD behavior, but yeah, it's a lot. During those 2 days, I found out that these files and some of the structures are an absolute mess. So, for your entertainment, but mostly my pleasure, let me just list some of the issues I spotted. Why are these 1, 2, 3 and then 8 and this one 4, 5, 6, 7? Why do these have pre-filled chests, but are all of these random? How do these names make any sense at all? They consider this a trap. Mob spawners aren't even structured at all. These are literally the same, just with a different name. If you can randomize blocks, why make all the ships have different preset woods variant? These houses are called medium, but these small ones can be bigger. Like mentioned before, this and this aren't even done with structure blocks. These have MBT files but no jigsaw pieces. Why is there just a random piece of water below this? This one literally would generate with blocks inside. Wouldn't there be an easier way to randomize literally every bed color than doing it as MBT files? Why are these literally the same except for being cracked or mossy? What even are these bones supposed to be? And why are these just fully made out of coal? In what ways do these represent an old civilization? What even are some of these rooms? Once again, structure blocks but no jigsaw blocks. Just to name a few. Now, Mojang, if you wouldn't mind fixing those things, I would greatly appreciate it. To help you out, I'll make sure to upload this map to my Discord, or you could just hire me, I'd be happy to help. Anyhow, after all that, I was finally able to start working on the first structures. And with Christmas coming up, my girlfriend suggested I do one of the snowy villages. So, I decided to start with the Taiga Village, because it would then give me the opportunity to also rework the Spruce Trees. Have I mentioned that I also be updating all the tree types? And yes, I will in fact regret this decision. But first, it was time to come up with a bit of a style for this village. I got inspired by an old build of mine and adjusted it a bit, making it more vanilla friendly and including a few new blocks. Now, of course, I tried to make the interiors per build stand out in a way that would help you differentiate between the different buildings. Except for the upstairs. But seeing as villages apparently can't use ladders, it's not like they'll ever know. And yes, this does technically mean they can't use the beds, and this may or may not be a massive design flaw. Or this whole video is just an open letter to Mojang that some changes might be in order. Now, after I defined the style, I simply had to rinse and repeat the same style like 20 more times, ignoring the fact that I skipped one house and 2 of the artisan buildings. In my defense, I am lazy. And yes, that means the title is clickbait. Feel free to leave a complaint in the comments. Anyhow, after finishing the basic village buildings, I decided I needed a change of scenery, because things were going a little too well. Therefore, I decided to work on the Nether Fortress, which is a decision I will regret for the rest of my life. Luckily, seeing as my mind quickly started deteriorating, that might not be very long. Getting started on this design was a bit of a struggle, mostly because I'm limiting myself to only using blocks found in the Nether, which are, well, limited. I also tried not to use Blackstone and its variants to save them for the bastions, and keep the fortress closer to the vanilla version. However, doing so literally felt like torture, which would be on brand for the Nether. Eventually, I did find a design that I was happy with, and now I only had to copy it to all the different segments, which easily took me another 10 hours. After which, I quickly tested everything I had done so far, and wouldn't you know, it didn't work. Of course. Stuff wasn't lining up, so I had to completely redesign every single element, mostly because I wanted the bridges to be able to cross each other. I went back to the drawing board and spent way longer than I'm willing to admit trying to get everything to line up correctly. Once that was worked out, I went on to rebuild everything from scratch, including adding a bunch of different jigsaw blocks and elements to create more variety. And then I just did this for a little bit. making it all work in game. And when I say for a bit, I mean I spent days of my life trying to make this all work. Not only did I break my brain trying to make all the jigsaw blocks trigger and have proper ends, I also spent forever trying to make these pillars extend to the ground. I could not get it working for the life of me. So I had to ask online. Luckily, I got Kanako Rep to help me over on the Datapack Hub Discord server. If you're actually interested in how this all works, check him out, because trust me, one of his brain cells has a better understanding of all of this than I'll ever have. I also added a bunch of the core pieces to create some random variety to make sure every bridge and hallway piece is at least slightly unique. Fun fact, after all the trouble with the redesign and everything, I learned my elements were too tall to even have the bridges actually cross each other. Which made it absolutely worth it, for sure. Seeing as I was already completely losing it, I decided to just get it all done with and make the fortress actually replace the original vanilla structure, which took me once again way too bloody long. And you know why? Because of one simple typo. I named my structure folder structures instead of structure. Yes, that was it. I told you I was losing it. Thankfully, after that was done, I was able to go back to my relaxing little village with no worries in my view. I made the town centers, upgraded the pathways, making it so there would be a way higher chance for houses to spawn by adding a lot more jigsaw blocks. And then I updated all the farms, the decoration pieces, which meant the village was done. And all that was left was making the trees and having the village load in. The end was finally in sight. Then I found out you can't really actually update trees with MBT files. However, there is a way to do it in vanilla. But, and I'm saying this in the nicest way possible, it is absolutely horrendous. Now, could I go into more detail? Yes, but this video is already long enough, and instead I'm just going to complain more about Mojang needing to fix things. I hear Hightail's coming, so it might be time to actually start adding that modding API you guys have been talking about for, I don't know, like 8+ years.
Todo despeinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme la chancla y el bañador. Voy a la playa, había subido la marea.
But I guess I get to skip the trees for now. I'm still planning to do something with them, but I was quickly running out of time and sleep and wanted to get this video finished within my lifetime. After quickly changing the Taiga Village generation with my own, I was done. Until I showed it to my girlfriend. And she complained that the Taiga Village was not snowy enough. So I went to find one in a snowy taiga biome, where supposedly they should spawn as well. It says so on the wiki. Except that's Bedrock Edition only. And this is the one thing that actually ruined me. I spent another 20 minutes, actually this was quite easy. Finding the correct file was the only thing that actually took some time. I simply added the snowy taiga biome to the list and it worked. Now tell me Mojang, why is it that this is not already in the game? You're really making it hard for me not to complain at this point. Anyway, it is finally time for me to say that one thing all those arts and crafts YouTubers get to say. Let's roll those glamour shots. Thank you all so much for watching up to this point. Unless you skip to this point, then you go back right now and watch the whole video. Yes, I'm talking to you, John. All joking aside, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, you know what buttons to press. You can already find this version of the data pack on my Discord in case you want to check it out, although I don't recommend using it for survival yet, due to it lacking some important features. I am planning to still update the current structures more than I've already done. I learned a lot doing these so far, and I feel like there's some more stuff I can add to create greater variety, but I simply lack the time to do so now. Other than that, please let me know what structures you would like to see me update next. There's plenty left, and I might even end up creating some structures or villages that currently don't exist, if demand is high enough. That is a big maybe. This video did take a very long time to make, and there's still a lot left to be done. I'm just happy there aren't even more structures.
Has been speculated to be the end update.
Supposedly said an end update is inevitable.
The end update is actually coming.
Well,